Good morning. Haven't been on here in a while. Good morning. I don't know if you can hear me. Good morning. Put my headphones on. I don't know if I'm audible or what. Good morning. It is 9:30, Thursday, August 5th, 9:30 a.m. And I have time to talk. Let's chat, shall we? I missed everybody. I'm having Arizona green tea. I already had my coffee. Moving on to this. Um, Coming on to say hi. When was the last time I was on here? I don't know. Does it matter? No. Anyway, when was I on here? 2 weeks ago? Wow, really? It was 2 weeks ago. Oh my God. I'm back 2 weeks later. Anyway, this morning I was looking at things astrologically, and Sunday's the new moon in Leo, but it's also the Lionsgate portal. If you know anything about astrology. And then in September next month, which is crazy to think, September, Mercury retrograde is coming. Dun, 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 dun. If you're affected by Mercury retrograde, it's coming again at the end of September. Dun, dun, dun. Anyways, so the Lionsgate portal, I'm going to read a little bit about that. This is really interesting. And whoever hops on, or if you're going to watch this back, the Lionsgate portal. I'm not an astrologer. Astrology is something that I think takes years to understand and study, and I am not an astrologer. Yeah. But August 8th, the sun in Leo aligns to the star Sirius, known as the spiritual sun, to generate a high frequency energy that activates the Lion Gates portal. So it's called the Lion's Gate. This is when the sun is in Leo and the star Sirius moves closer to Earth and aligns with Orion's belt. If you've ever seen Orion's belt in the sky, so the Lion's Gate portal is happening. Some people can look up at the sky and see Orion's belt. I know my aunt can do that. I can never find it, but anyway. So this portal opens up every year between July 28th and August 12th, but August 8th is considered official activation day. Official. So it forces opportunities for dramatic new beginnings. So when this gate, the Lion's Gate, swings open, we are swept over the threshold like one of those old movies where the bride is lifted up and carried over the doorstep as a symbol of the beginning of a new life. What you think about that? Um, what you think about that? Hi, Sandy. Why aren't I seeing chat? Look, Sandy's here. Hi, Rosie. My chat's not coming up. I'm sorry, girls. I had to pop out my toggle chat. Anyway, hi, lovely ladies. I miss you guys. I miss you. So my chat wasn't working. Sandy, I was watching Gray Hughes last night and I saw you in chat. I was like, there's Sandy. But Rosie and Sandy are here. Oh my God. It's the OGs in the house. We have the president and the vice president. Thank you, Jesus. So I miss you guys. So the Lion's Gate is a birth of a new and undeniable heightened level of dedication to our ascension process as individual human beings and also a global entity. Really? All right, now I just lost chat again. Let me get on my phone. What is going on with YouTube this morning? Oh, that's not YouTube. I pushed the wrong button. Let me find myself. Hold that thought. I can't see myself. There's Liz, Alaska. Good morning, Liz, Alaska. I just saw your self tanning routine on Instagram. I was like, ew. I love a good product review. I look really good too. I'm like, I have to get this, I have to get that. Because I don't like to be out in the sun too much, but I have been in the sun a lot this year. There's Liz, Alaska, everybody. Oh my goodness. So I'm talking about this Lionsgate portal that's all over social media, uh, August 8th, so 8/8. Now it's been open since July 28th, but this Sunday it's like when like it's wide open. So anyway, thanks for being here, girls. So it's an acceleration of our spiritual growth, kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Oh my God. So a birth of a new and an undeniable heightened level of dedication to our ascension process. So in numerology, the number 8 is the number of infinity, like the infinity symbol, the energy of empowerment. Its power resides in its ability for manifestation on every level. Ooh, I'm all about the numbers. So the Lionsgate energy aligns with the heart center and embodies the Leo traits of courage, strength, and expression. Do we have any Leos in the house? Are you manifesting, Sandy? Liz is here for the Lionsgate talk. Me too, girl. And then we're going to go into Summer Wells, but I want to talk about this first. So, this portal is sweeping all of humanity into our next phase, where the apex is centered on unconditional love. So this marks a graduation from now into a new now. So we're pushed to let go of whatever isn't serving our highest good or evolution. Are you Leo rising? Ooh, two things manifested. Yeah, manifestation for me has been high lately too. Good for you. What did you manifest? You want to share? So, whether that's we're pushed to let go of whatever isn't serving our highest and best evolution. Whether that's toxic relationships, friendships, outdated ways of thinking, or the habit to downgrade our true purpose. So we're all coming face to face with a reinvention point. You just got out of bed. Are you feeling all right? Mystic Mom. You won't believe this, Rosie, but I've been up since 3 o'clock. 3 a.m. I was wide awake. I cannot sleep the last few days. Like, I only need like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Oh, there's a fly in here. I can't sleep. The fly just hit me in the face. Um, two toxic people are gone at the same time. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's pretty major. So I hope my connection's good. I look a little blurry. I'm blurred, and there's a fly in here. I swear to God, I'm gonna kick this fly's ass. Um, okay, focus. So during the Lionsgate activation, take care to allow yourself some downtime. Meditate, simply slow down your mind, drink more water, rest and unplug from devices, not engage in activities that you might find superficial or draining. Were you like that last week, Rosie? I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's a seasonal thing. Your neighbor who I won a court case with, oh, wow, and your ex is gone. Congratulations. I remember you talking about that. Good for you, Sandy. Amen. Thank God to that. So, oh, so if you, okay, so I'm reading from a astrology website. So anyway, this energy of the Lion's Gate offers a container of transformation. It's almost as if we are experiencing a severe and dramatic drop in barometric pressure. Our bodies will inevitably have to respond to this sudden change in atmosphere. Oh my God. So if you feel exhausted, emotional, sleep disruption, hello, I have not been able to sleep since Saturday or Sunday. It's been going on all week for me. Are simply sensing that for some weird reason, life is not status quo. Remember to take time to recalibrate. We're ascending, girls. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch, the witch is dead. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Okay. As the Lion's Gate is fully flung open, take a moment to write down what you would like to heal in your life. This is for those who like to journal, like myself. Wish to purge from your life. Want to continue to develop and nurture. Say that you love and adore about yourself. Then consider how can you use your amazing uniqueness to usher in this new paradigm of love into the world. I love that. That's awesome. We're ascending. So the Lion's Gate, because the new moon's in Leo, uh, and it's also Leo season, that may be why it's termed that. I'm not sure. But the sun's in Leo right now because we're in Leo season. So the spiritual sun, known as the star Sirius, so the sun in Leo aligns to the star Sirius, known as the spiritual sun, to generate a high frequency energy that activates the Lion's Gate portal. I'm on an astrostyle.com, and I could copy and paste it, but it's not letting me on my laptop. Astrostyle. Here, let me come. I'm using my phone. Astro. Um, that's really fascinating. So 8, I always associate the number 8 with harmony, but it's, the infinity symbol, they equate it to the infinity symbol too. So they consider it to be very, very lucky. So what is a Lionsgate portal? I'm all about the portals. The Lionsgate portal allows us to boldly and optimistically open new doors of opportunity. In layman's terms, it's a good time to manifest your dream life. So according to the ancient Egyptians, so we're going way back. This is not some 20th century thing. We're going way back, ladies, okay? We are going way back. So the rising of Cyrus coincided with the flooding of the Nile. So this time of the year was seen as a prosperous and fertile time. So the Lionsgate portal happens every year, but it's extra mystic this year. Ooh, mystic and Mystic Village. Because it coincides with the same day as the Leo new moon. So typically, the Lionsgate portal on August 8th doesn't necessarily fall on a new moon or a moon, like a full moon, new moon, but it's falling on this Leo new moon. And new moons are prime times to manifest. So the number 8 makes an extremely lucky day for manifesting success. You're working on love and money? Me too, sister. So this combination, so the Lionsgate is already open right now. So it opened July 28th, okay? It opened already, right? So right now we're in it. We're in this Lionsgate portal together. But it's peaking on Sunday. Because the Virgo season begins August 22nd, I think. So we're in Leo season right now. I'm just reading from different astrology websites about this. There's so much going on. You have a friend that says astrology stuff is bad for you, says it's evil and will suck you in. Wow. She's missing out on a life. That's too bad. I think it's really fascinating. There's nothing evil about it. Um, so the Lionsgate portal's open from July 26th to August 12th, but it's most active on August 8th. All right, now I'm on astrology.com. So the Egyptians knew, I don't know how they knew this stuff, how to align and design the pyramids with the constellations, right? So this star named Cyrus, which we all know is Cyrus Radio, if you've ever heard of Cyrus Radio, well, that's where they got the name from, perfectly aligns with Orion's belt. If you've ever seen that constellation in the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. So there's this whole thing with that, and I'm not an astrologer, but it's it's a good time to manifest change. So we're manifesting. So we can manifest high manifestations, especially on August 8th. I feel like I keep repeating myself because I'm reading like the same stuff. Let's go into a history lesson, shall we? So she doesn't believe in the moon stuff. That's so funny when people are like, they don't believe in the moon phases, or do they not understand that these planets that are surrounding our planet Earth are basically governing the cycles of you know, not just things with ourselves, but with life on this planet? Doesn't make any sense. So the history of the Lionsgate. The Dogon tribe of Africa, the Sumer in ancient Egypt, tracked and celebrated the star Sirius in the sky. They believed that this star, which is aligned with Orion's belt and the pyramids of Giza, I think it's pronounced Giza in Egypt. I've seen YouTube videos about the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. It's like a huge tourist trap right now. Anyway, could bring transformation and prosperity to them, okay? As well as an energetic moment in which they could enchant their lives with greatness. Were they wrong? No. Major changes in truths have come out during this time, all of which have made the lives of people better. Ah, one event in contemporary culture that especially caught our eyes is the resignation of President Nixon on August 8th, 1974. I was a baby. Amidst the Watergate scandal. In true form, the portal brought change and awakened our consciousness. So that's an example. Oh, the Pleiades. Oh, yeah. So the Lionsgate portal is opens on August 8th. So 8-8. The number 8 is a magical number because it aligns with success and transformation. Prosperity and abundance come naturally to the number 8, which is why it's a rich day to manifest your dreams. The Lion's Gate can bring luck, I cannot speak, luck, love, positivity and optimism, abundance, and help us rid us of negativity and pessimism. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, I've talked enough about the Lion's Gate. Or do we want to hear more? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so get it, girls. Get the Lionsgate energy coming. Dun dun dun. That's pretty cool. Lionsgate. Is your son a Leo? Oh, the Pleiadians. Is that how you say that? Starseed Lightworker. That's pretty cool. Nice. I've known a lot of Leos in my life. I've had a couple of friends who are Leos. My aunt's a Leo. I've known quite a few Leos in my life. Quite a few, actually. Quite a few. So anyway, I wanted to come on and talk about the Lionsgate and say hi and just check in with you guys and talk about the Summer Wells case too, if you guys are following that, and what you guys think about all that. What you think about that? I did catch this morning because I've been up, got up so freaking early. Um, Southern Soul, she did a video about that psychic Juanita, who's kind of made the headlines surrounding Summer Wells. Uh, if you guys have heard of this psychic named Juanita, she's from New York, and I was like, "Who is Juanita?" I kept seeing it on social media, like Juanita, Juanita, and whenever you see this is what this is what gets me. Whenever you see a medium, a psychic, a reader, whatever it is, who is going beyond their means to try to help, okay, I think that they do try to help, but to the point where they're almost hell bent on trying to find the victim or break the case or whatever it is, um, it generates this frenzy. And so, and people automatically are skeptical, you know, of like what's their intentions, blah, blah, blah. So she's been kind of on the scene in terms of Summer Wells as being the psychic. And I've watched a couple of her little clips that she has on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. And I think she also, well, she has Facebook. I did see that. And oh my God, I joined TikTok. I know it's really terrible. But anyway, she's on TikTok. TikTok, you don't stop. So now my computer is flashing at me. Did you guys see that? Why does my computer, why do my electronics flip out? So, yeah, so anyway, go watch Megan's video about Juanita. She did a reading on her. It was interesting. Summer didn't go away by herself. Someone got her. Yeah, I don't feel that she went off alone either. Yeah, the parents don't look so great down on paper. They both have criminal histories. They both between them have had other children that were taken away from them or whatever, and drugs, alcohol. But the interesting thing to me is Don Wells was arrested October 15th of 2020, and 8 months later, to the day, June 15th, 2021, their daughter goes missing. To the day. Okay. So if you look at that, nobody's really talked about that time period from October 15th, 2020, when he was arrested and Candace filed a protection order. 8 months later to the day, Summer goes missing. So there's this time period of 8 months. And I just kind of feel like that 8 month period, especially if you're in an abusive relationship, which I feel Candace is in an abusive marriage, okay? Not just physically, I think emotionally, mentally, spiritually, she's broken. You can just see that looking at her. And and if you know, of course, abusive relationships are cyclical, meaning they go in cycles, right? And an 8 month period to the day, many, many things could have happened between that time period. And I just feel like there's something to that. And I don't know how to explain that, if I'm even explaining it to understand it. But that 8 month period, their daughter's gone now, their other children are gone now, um, and they're under the public eye and all this scrutiny. So I really feel like that was not a mistake. Do you know what I'm saying with that? And there were apparently, I'm sure, uh, I'm sure that child was most likely around real shady behavior, shady people, whatnot. But the whole thing about the guy that he fired, Sandy, I'm back. Why are we just hearing about that now? Then you, then it's kind of like I'm buffering. Go and snatch his, right? And so, anyway, I feel bad for Candace too. So it's almost like Candace was looked at in the beginning to blame. Then Don is being looked at. The kids have been looked at. The guy at church has been looked at. Like everybody, grandma, everybody has their theories about all this, who done it. And it's too much. It's too much. It really is too much. It's overwhelming sometimes, especially if you're watching, uh, what's his name, Chris Madonahue, on the interview room. These interviews that he's done, and a lot of people don't like what he's doing, and I kind of question it myself in terms of what he's doing and how it may affect the investigation. Right, that like crosses my mind. Don is shady. I think his past behavior's questionable. I don't know what kind of man he is in regards to his family, but uh, I just don't know if I with his Facebook rants and everything's under a microscope, and he's drawing more attention to himself. Uh, and I just, then you say, well, How would you react if your child went missing? I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that I would be all over social media and, hopping on this person's show to do an interview and this person's show to do an interview, um, unless my main objective was to find my child. Like, you rarely hear him say that. It's more about himself and stuff. So, yeah, she's only 5 years old. And she does look a lot like her mom, Sandy. Yes, I think so too. She's super beautiful. Oh my God, Sandy. I was thinking about that last night, generational curses. And they talk about generational trauma or generational abuse that's passed down. I think there's a lot of that going on. Generational trauma, there's a lot of that going on. But it almost is like generational. And I've had people come to me in the past and say, I think that my family has a curse on them, or um, and talking about family curses, which is like generational curse, kind of like the Kennedys. Um, Certain families experience the same types of deaths, like each mother in each generation dies the same way or dies young, or you know what I mean. And so I think there's something to that, because what are the odds that Summer's aunt, who is her mother's sister, goes missing, and then what, 11 years later she goes missing? I mean, what are the odds of that? So I think there is something to that. Yeah, there's something to that though. And people will be like, "Oh, that's bullshit." But no, I really think that there is something to that. Um, you can't spiritually bypass certain things. People try to because they want to look at things logically or factually. Um, but you cannot spiritually bypass things. Uh, Whether I don't care if it's this or your marriage or your relationships or your family relationships or your money problems or your health or whatever it is, there's something going on there that you can't just bypass it and not look at something from a spiritual or metaphysical point of view. And many people don't do that because they're like, oh, poof, that's just so airy fairy or whatever it is. People don't want to look at it from that point of view. There's definitely something wrong here. And there's definitely something wrong here within that family. And sometimes, I mean, you could say this is a recipe for karma, especially if Don Wells and what his niece, was it his niece, I think, has claimed, which I can't say on YouTube because they may, well, who cares? But you know what I'm talking about. So, and if that's the case, acts like that the victim watches the perpetrator get away with for years and years and years, and no justice ever comes to them, whether the family just ignores it or sweeps it under the rug, and then this happens, you almost wonder if that's not some type of karmic retribution against him. Do you know what I'm saying with that? I know this all sounds a little woo, but that's how my brain works. Um, oh, Rosie, I'm sorry to hear that. She was told 6 years ago she had that curse? Oh my god. Who did she hear that from? So, and if you look at, and we're coming up on the 3-year anniversary of Shenan Ruzik's uh, death. Can you believe that? And CW, what did he do? He's a big he hides behind the Bible now. Um, and Don Wells is doing. I feel that Don Wells is also hiding behind the Bible as well. So, because in the readings that I've done, I don't feel that he's sincere in his approach to. I don't feel that he's sincere in his approach to God. I feel that it's a front. I also feel that it's almost a fear tactic. Um, but CW has done the same thing. So, what was my point? I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, so and I'm not a true crime channel. I'm not a true crime channel. I do true crime readings only because I like true crime. And there's a bunch of us that do true crime readings. You cannot say to me that spirit has not shown us any type of sign that spirit was showing us during the whole Shenan Ruzick case a few years ago that people witnessed on the body cam footage, that people witnessed, um, and we were taken through all of that. And so, spirit, I feel, has already shown us something. And the first thing that you guys can think of is the horse that was galloping behind the the um, the TBI people doing their press conference, and there's this freaking horse jogging down the road. How random is that? And so these random moments or these random acts are not a coincidence. And so it's up to us in terms of how to interpret that. So, how would you interpret that? They're talking about Summer Wells, and there's this stray pony galloping away in the distance down the freaking road. I mean, what? And so that's just something to think about. But you can't explain that stuff away. It's like, how would you interpret that? I think it's up to you to interpret it. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, Rosie, a psychic told her. Wow. So, excuse me. So I guess my point is that from what from what I've seen, from what I've listened to, there's something going on here that is also not only contains within it a history of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, but also contains within it substance abuse, also contains within it domestic violence, also contains within it um, some type of generational trauma or generational. Um, it's contained in this case, if you know what I'm saying. So these repetitive behaviors over time, and And everybody expects someone to, it's kind of like the movies when a woman's giving birth. The woman's crying and screaming and flipping out, and she's sweating, and she's like, that's in the movies. Okay, if you've ever been in labor and have given birth, you really don't act like that. I mean, I've heard women scream down the hall when I was giving birth, but I was relatively calm, and I didn't feel the need to scream and yell because that's what people expect. And so when I was in labor, my stepmom looks at me and goes, "Brooke, yell, scream, do something," because I guess to her, that's what she saw in the movies. And I'm like, huh? That's not what I needed to do for myself or that I felt that I needed to do. I was pretty, I was in the moment, but you know what I'm saying? So I think people expect to see, oh my God, the mother should be crying and distraught. The father should be on his knees screaming to God, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to see this. I think the Candace is very gray rock right now to where she is not showing any emotion hardly at all. Hi, Jennifer. And she's very gray rock. And if you did see the prayer vigil that Dawn attended, and at one point, Dawn's way over here and Candace is way over here. And then they wanted to pray for both of them. So Candace walked over to Dawn and someone handed her flowers and they're praying. And you can see Candace reach out to him and tug on Don's shirt, on his arm. Like she was reaching out to him. And I just thought to myself, geez Louise, that man should be walking over to his wife, putting his arm around her. Do you know what I mean? So she's so gray rock with not showing any emotion at all. Because I think a lot of that's out of not wanting to get a reaction from him, like it's too much or something. So that woman, I just have a lot of compassion for her. You may think she's guilty. I don't know. That's your opinion, but that woman has really stuffed a lot of stuff down. Do you know what I mean? Um, she is numb. She is numb. She is afraid of Dawn. I believe that. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Beautiful. You are beautiful. Oh. Well, I showered, so that's a good thing. Hi, Tracy. Oh, all my girls are in chat today. It makes me so happy. I'm so happy to see everybody. I missed you guys. Oh, I'm so happy you guys are here. Oh, that's awesome. So, so Candace, I feel is a battered woman. I feel that she's beaten down, and um, a lot of people suspect that maybe something happened through negligence, and they're covering it up. That could very well maybe. And I just feel that um, she's not perfect. You and people are very quick to judge by looking at her. I know I was, or looking at their home or whatever, um, or looking at her chosen lifestyle. But I don't feel that she harmed her daughter in an intentional way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I could be wrong about that, but just like intuitively, as a mom myself, I just don't feel that she did that. Good morning. So we have If ever if people are wondering why does Rosie have MVP and CMIM has MVVP and here comes Tracy with MVS. Okay, they're not only moderators here in Mystic Village, but they are the queens of the village. So respect them, live it, learn it, love it. So Rosie's president, Sandy's vice president, and Tracy is the Mystic Village saint or secretary. She once was treasurer, but that didn't last long. Anyway, they're all here. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. These are the only ones I could find. My cheap little dollar store readers, they were $1. So I can read your comments. Anyway, oh my God. It's funny. At, I'm 48 now, so the last like year or two, I was like, wow. I pick up a book and I'm like, "Damn, well, I can't read that." And I'm like, then I'm pulling it closer. And then I was like, well, let me try to see what these readers are about. And I put the readers on. I'm like, holy moly. And so friends my age are now having to get glasses like this too. So we're all experiencing it together. No one tells us about this. So we've kind of like discovered it, like on our own. They do. You are a very important person. No, I was watching Gray Hughes last night after the Chris McDonough interview, and you'll never see me and Gray Hughes chat under Diary of a Mystic. I'm in chat, but I'm not under Diary of a Mystic, and I'm not going to tell you what my name is. I love Gray Hughes. He hates me. He hates people like me. I love you, Gray. I'm sorry. So, and I saw Sandy and Gray's chat last night. I wanted so much to say hi to her, but I'm remaining anonymous. I was like, oh my God, there's Sandy. But I never come on anymore and do lives. And Sandy still had her MVVP on her name. And my heart was like, oh my God. And I don't expect you guys to keep your titles on your names for as long as you do. So I was like, I have to do a live and say hi to everybody. So that's why I'm so happy that you guys are here because I miss you guys. Anyway, McDonough. Is it McDonough? Like Donahue the show or McDonough? He does hate us. He does. He hates psychics. He hates mediums, and I don't blame him. I mean, I'm psychic and I'm skeptical about other psychics. I mean, really. Um, oh, he thinks we're disgusting. Quote, disgusting. And I totally know where he's coming from. I do. You know, I get it. But I'm a big fan of his and I have been for a few years now. And, you know, he's like, if you're psychic, don't even bother watching me. And I'm in chat going, I'm watching. They'll love your feistiness. Anyway, I do love his feistiness. Um, but you know what's funny? I think Ray is very intuitive. He's very logical. He's also he can really weed out the crazy theories that people come up with and kind of sticks to, actual events. But I think he's also highly intuitive. He probably wouldn't think that about himself, but I think that he is. Anyway, um, and a lot of times doing looking into cold cases or reviewing current cases or active cases or even detectives, uh, go with their gut instinct. And if that's not something that's equated to your intuition, I don't know what is. So yeah, he's highly intuitive. He would be a great investigator, yeah. But a lot of people, don't care for this Chris Donahue on today's show. Barbara Streisand and Sally Field. Um, a lot of people don't care for Chris Donahue, whatever, uh, are very critical about what he's doing. But I mean, he's I don't know how he's getting these interviews with the family like he is. I mean, I would think you would have to gain the trust of these people. The kid age, or people are saying his name, they're not saying his name, and his mother, and then all them and stuff. I think that they just kind of wanted their 15 minutes of fame. Um, you think? Oh, you agree too, Tracy? Yeah, it scares him. You think it scares him a little bit? But the ironic thing is, he also has a paranormal channel, and he's interested in the paranormal. That's what I never understood about paranormal investigators or paranormal teams or people interested in the paranormal, and not all of them, but there's quite a few that don't like mediums, that don't like psychics, that don't like tarot readers. And I'm like, it's kind of like saying to a painter, oh, I don't paint with acrylics, but I'm a painter too. Like, huh? It doesn't make any sense to me. But a lot of things in the paranormal realm, people try to debunk, and it's based in scientific measurement or evidence or whatever. Um, McDonough, thank you for phonetically spelling that for me. Mick MC Dunna, is he a rapper? MC Dunna, yo, I'm on the case. I'm gonna break it, and then I'm gonna break it, bake it, make it. He's making some money, I will say. MC Dunna, Mick Dunna is making some money off this case. Uh, MC Dunna, wiggity, wiggity. He's gonna wrap out the investigation. Anyway, yeah, go with your gut, Rosie. Spot on, girl. Sometimes you say psychic and peeps run. They do. Oh, look at my little. I got this when I went to the beach. It's a little psychic reader, um, little pop thing for your phone. But it keeps popping off my phone. It's, so anyway, Mick Dunna, MC Dunna. I don't know how he's getting these interviews, how he gets people's trust. I mean, And I don't even know how the families could go and be interviewed or speak with, well, aside from news outlets, but with going on YouTube or whatever it is, without that hindering or interfering with the investigation. I don't know how they can get away with that, but who knows? I think Ray had a bad experience with the psychic ones. Yeah, he only saw the quack psychics. I think Ray had a bad experience. Is your dad a Leo? That's cool. My aunt's a Leo. Isn't it cute? I can't read your chat on my laptop because it's not working, so I'm looking at my phone. That's why I'm doing this. Uh, but aside from that, MC Donna, he's getting a lot of attention for what he's doing. And I think, other people aren't liking it because he's making money. He's getting a lot of views. And honestly, I think sometimes other YouTubers that have true crime channels get a little jelly. They get a little jelly. It's like, who's this new kid on the block? And, oh, especially with a true crime channel finds fame with a certain case. Uh, Not going to name any names, but there have been quite a few that have found fame with certain cases, and he's one of them. He's like probably the top one who has gained some notoriety, and we've all discovered who MC Donna is uh, to this case. I'm watching. I'm sorry, he's MC Donna now. He's the investigative rapper. Oh yeah, and a lot of these true crime channels that aren't as well known, but put out really good content. You know, there's quite a few, and I like seeing more uh, women-driven true crime channels that have come out. Web Sleuths is good. Um, what's the other one I was watching? True Crime with T. I like their channel too. I've discovered since this case, in the last couple of months, I've discovered, I don't know how long these channels have been around, but there's the one guy from South Africa, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Teresa. Teresa reminds me of someone that I used to know. She's magnetic, but down to earth, and there's something very genuine about her. She's got good vibes. I like that lady. But she reminds me of somebody that I used to know. True Crime Rocket. Thank you. True Crime Rocket Science. Do you believe in her, may I ask? Believe in who? Liz Alaska's still on. Hey, Liz Alaska. Um, yeah, True Crime Rocket Science. AD doesn't like him. They fight. Oh, AD and true crime rocket science fight. I haven't watched AD in a long time. Yeah, is true crime rocket science relatively new? 'Cause I only just discovered him the last couple of weeks, few weeks. Uh, oh, Jen. Oh, you mean Candace? Yeah, I think she's scared of him too. Oh, oh, does he go after AD? Really? I didn't know that. It always fascinates me, and don't take this the wrong way, but that people outside the United States are captivated by true crime in this country that don't live in this country. Uh, because as Americans, we could be in a chat with people from all over the world. And if you say, "Where are you from?" I'd be like, "West Virginia." I wouldn't even say West Virginia, United States, because I just assume that everybody knows where the hell that is. And, that's just how we are. So when you were in chat with people from all over the world, they always list their town or their township, city, and their country. We don't do that. We just say Connecticut or Maryland or California. Uh, we don't say the United States or USA. We just say the state that we're from. And not everybody's going to know necessarily where that is. I always find that kind of funny when I see that. Anyway, I'm babbling at this point. Not really new. His channel's not. I think a lot of things are ego based. Yeah. And I think that's where people kind of get pissed off. Especially when, uh, people are making money. I think people probably get more pissed off when they see YouTubers making money, whether it's through super chat or memberships or Patreon or just views from their channel. I just think people um, get pissed off. And not everybody donates half of their revenue like Gray Hughes does. He donates, and he's very honest and upfront about what he does. And you don't see a lot of YouTubers doing that. So yeah, I watched the whole thing last night, Jennifer, of that whole interview for an hour and 40 minutes. And when it was over, I didn't know what to think. It was so consuming. And uh, then Gray Hughes had a chat immediately after the interview. Thank God, because I just couldn't really like sit there with my own thoughts about it. Like I had to hear other people's theories and opinions. It's just so much to take in. It's overwhelming. There's so much that's being thrown at you just to kind of emotionally comprehend all that. I kind of sound a little dramatic, but it is. It's like there's a lot going on. I don't remember him saying that. I do remember uh, MC Donna asked him, "What did you do that morning?" And he said, "Well, I got up with Summer." Or he said, "Summer was by my side." And MC Donna said, "What do you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, she was by my side, sleeping in bed with me." And then MC Donna was like, well, how long has she been sleeping with you? And he says 5 years, matter of factually. And that she sleeps right between him and her mom and him. And everybody has seen the basement footage of those bedrooms. And just like, what, my bathroom's prettier. I'd sleep in my bathtub before I slept down there, okay? So, and that raised some red flags, I think, with MC Donna. I'm calling him McDonough because MC Donna, I didn't know how to say his name. Anyway, um, so I think that stood out to MC Donna as a red flag. But with the living conditions at that home and the fact that she's a little girl, uh, not knowing her father's history, if we didn't know anything about her father's history, would we even raise an eyebrow about that? I don't know. Is it inappropriate? Well, many educators would tell you yes, at her age, she should have her own bed. Many parents would tell you, quite frankly, no, my child still sleeps with us too. Is it healthy? Well, not necessarily, but it is what it is. So, I mean, it's not against the law, but she would sleep with her parents. Um, and one thing that did stand out to me was, thanks, Rosie. One thing that did stand out to me during, if you watched MC Donna's interview with Don on the phone last night, was this was only recorded like 4 days ago, so it wasn't last night. It was just tape. Is that Don said that he took the red Subaru to work that day, which stood out to me because he never does. And he also stated that the dogs had a tendency to run away for days at a time and come back. And he said the dogs weren't there that day either. So those two things really stood out to me. Like, what are the odds of him not taking his work truck and he takes the red Subaru? What are the odds of that? And also, what are the odds of all the dogs just happened to not be there that day because they ran off? So there's like these little things. Um, I don't know. Something just doesn't add up with me with those little things. You know what I mean? Thank you, Jennifer. Oh yeah, SA. Well, I don't know if you can actually say both of those words, so I'm just going to say SA. Who knows with YouTube sometimes? I could say the F word and like they won't monetize the video. Anyway, not that I care anyway, but um so those two little things stood out to me. And even MC Donna was like, well, how come you didn't take your work truck? When Don was like, well, I pay $600 a month for car payments and insurance, blah, 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 blah. Uh, so he decided to use the car that day. Just little things. The dogs weren't there either. Just these weird little things. And isn't that just what are the odds you didn't take your work truck? and your daughter goes missing that day, and you took another vehicle that you never drive and never drive to work, what are the odds of that? Oh, wow, what are the odds that 20 of your dogs just happened to not be around the day that your daughter went missing? Like, what? So there's these little things that he was dropping. So these little things that he was dropping just kind of popped out to me if you guys watch that. Red flags. Yeah, those were big red flags. Um, Also, at one point, he said that he had called Candace and they were out running errands and doing stuff. And he said, well, I was going to come home, but they're all doing their thing. And so I just decided to stay late at work and blah, blah, blah. You know, um, that kind of stood out to me too. And then he also did talk a little bit last night about his drinking and how if he starts to drink, he also likes to do cocaine when he drinks. And I just am thinking to myself, Jesus, what a combination. Um, and then he also kind of talked about Candace and you know everybody's like, oh my God, weed, she smokes weed and blah, the devil's lettuce, and that she was positive for some test, and that Candace also drinks too. And so between the both of them as parents, the chances of not only smoking pot's one thing. I'm not saying that everybody should smoke pot, but when it comes down to it, um, within reason, because pot or weed or whatever you want to call it is pretty much legalized in this country. It's seen as medicinal now instead of like, uh, what it once was, whether you're down with it or not. But the fact that both parents drink, have, you know, maybe both of them had prior DUIs or, alcoholism or whatever it is, you cannot tell me that even a functioning alcoholic who gets up and goes to work does not have traits of emotional neglect or negligence, period, with their children, especially with 4 children. There's going to be some form of negligence or neglect there. And I just feel that there was some form of negligence. And a lot of people have speculated on whether or not this was accidental in the form of negligence. And I kind of feel that it is. There was something that happened that was negligent, overlooked, not acted upon, not even discovered, and now it's being covered up. You know what I mean? Hi, Ren. Yeah, DW and CW stories are inconsistent. Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. Constantly changing, yes. The horse, I know, the horse was crazy. Oh, yeah, if Don or Candace did this, they're geniuses because no one can figure it out. Yeah, I know. Um, and MC Donna even asked Don if he possibly thought that grandma had anything to do with it. Um, I mean, every single person is almost like a person of interest. And so, but what I've always thought from the beginning, if you look back of October 15th, 2020 of last year, when Don Wells was arrested and Candace had a protection order against her husband to protect herself and the children, and then she later drops it. 8 months later, on June 15th, 2021, their daughter, Summer, goes missing. There's a period of 8 months. And with abusive relationships, there's a cycle that happens. And the cycle with an abuser can last for a few months, it can last for 6 months, it can last for 8 months. So there's something to that. Earlier, Sandy and everybody, we were talking about Rosie, generational curses, generational trauma within the family as well. Looking at it from a spiritual, metaphysical standpoint, but also from the fact that there is a history of abuse in the family. And so, especially on Don's side, um, I don't think Grandma did anything, no. But Don did say Grandma doesn't like him. And then MC Donna was like, why doesn't Grandma like you? And he's like, well, probably because she thinks that her daughter deserves better. Isn't that every parent's answer? Yeah, Grandma sees what's up. Hi, Ren. Um, Don did open up about a lot. Yeah, I feel he's very narcissistic. The only time that Don really got emotional during the interview was when he was talking about the dreams, because MC Donna asked him, do you think your daughter is passed or is she still alive? And he says, well, the dreams that I've had kind of lead me to believe. He didn't come out directly and say that she's dead, but the dreams, he got very emotional, it sounded like, about the dreams that he has had and that his wife has had and that strangers have had, and I guess messaged him about it on his Facebook. Um, that's the only time he really sounded emotional. I don't know how Grandma was allowed to leave the state. I don't know. Um, so anyway, uh, I'm having a thought. So I don't know what's going to happen next, but when it all comes down to it, there's a 5-year-old girl who's gone, and we've been distracted almost by all this other stuff about Don's past, about this, that, blah 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 blah, and these interviews, and um, that you kind of lose sight about what's really going on is the fact that this little girl's missing, and where is she? What happened to her? And it's like captivated the world's attention. And it's one of these things where sometimes, like the Gannon Stout case, and um, Shanann Ruzik's case, where these cases captivate just not within the United States, but the world's attention, and you wonder what is it about true crime in certain cases, because they blow up because the people blow them up. And why is it that everybody is so fixated or quite frankly obsessed about this little girl? Because I know I've had days where I'm like, I can't. I have to turn off my phone. I can't. I just can't. I couldn't. I gotta quit watching this chat or uh, what's going on Facebook, because you become obsessed about it. I got like that with Suzanne Morphew. I was obsessed, and it took a year for Barry Morphew to get arrested. This might go on for another year, you know? And we all knew Barry was guilty from the get go. So it's just one of those things. Oh, Rosie, that's a good point. For pediatrician, never noticed anything. I think they're building their case too. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I think she's gone. Oh, I'm 49. I'm with you. Oh, I guess you're talking about my readers. You always felt Barry did it. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kelsey Barrett. I was obsessed. I remember us, Rosie, talking about that case together. How I was obsessed just as much as you were. Yeah, I know, Kelsey Barrett. Oh my God. You guys ever dream about these people? Like have dreams about them? Do they ever come into your dreams about these cases or these victims? Have you ever had like dreams about them? Rosie has. No, Sandy. I never had a dream about. I had one dream about Kelsey Barris. I never had a dream about Suzanne Morphew. Summer has come into my dreams a couple of times, but it's been kind of erratic, weird stuff. Who else have I dreamed about? I never dreamed about Shanann and the kids. Um, I've never really dreamed about any cases that I've done readings on, except the one that I had about Kelsey Barrett stands out to me the most. To me, Tracy, you have. Sandy, you're able to compartmentalize. You're having dreams of dead people. Oh my goodness. You're dreaming of strangers and flying slit. Um, flying, you mean flying like flying shit? Flying spit? I don't know what of flying a lot. Excuse me. I dream about Kelsey Barrett and Natalie Holloway. Yeah, I had two dreams where summer came to me, and very erratic. Like she's in my dream doing something, and it wasn't anything like profound or just very erratic. Oh, Natalie Holloway. Keep them talking. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Um, whatever other cases I've read about, and yeah, Kelsey Barrett was really the only one. And the dream I had about Kelsey Barrett stands out to me because it was just, you know, those dreams where you feel like you've actually communicated with someone in your dream, or they communicated to you. That's what it, I still think about that dream, and that dream happened like 2 years ago. To where at the time, I think Patrick was arrested, Crystal was arrested, and they were going to court, and they were trying to find out where her remains were. So they were like going to the landfills and stuff. And in my dream, I was outside on this embankment that was very sandy and up, and it was very steep. And up over the embankment was a landfill, and I was on the side of the embankment, and I had a mirror and a dresser and a hairbrush, and I was brushing my hair, looking in the mirror. And I looked down, and it's very steep, and I looked down, and there was a woman sitting in a car, but on the passenger side, and the car was parked, and she was looking up at me, and I'm brushing my hair in the mirror, and I look over and I look down, and I see her staring up at me, and she didn't speak to me, but she looked at me as if to say, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? And I woke up from that dream, and I'm like, what in the world? And it was Kelsey Barrett in the car, in the passenger side of the car. I don't know who was driving, and she was with the window rolled up, but she was looking up at me, and she didn't speak. But the weird thing is, I'm outside on this embankment with a dresser, a mirror, and a hairbrush, brushing my hair. Have you know how like you're in the bathroom minding your own business, brushing your hair, and you don't know that somebody's watching you? It was that type of feeling that I felt. I kind of felt violated that she had been watching me doing, a simple thing like brushing my hair. But she was watching me, and I saw her, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she just had this somber look on her face, like, I'm here. I'll never forget that. So that's probably the most profound dream I've ever had about any case that I've read about or got sucked into. Yeah, I think age is a little shady. Yeah, she's wondering why the hell are you brushing your hair in a lamp? Oh my God. Oh my crazy. Oh my God, I wonder what happened to his mother. I don't know what that was about. All I remember is during that time, uh, God, that seems like another life ago. I wasn't living here. I was living with Village Daddy back at the old house with uh, the haunted house we lived in. And there were uh, other people in chat, like Riri. Um, we had different people in chat back then, too. Riri was in chat, and what's her name? We were laughing about the footlongs from Sonic, because Crystal Kenny went to Sonic and had 2 footlongs, and I had never been to Sonic and had a footlong. Damn, what was her name? Anyway, so last summer I went to a Sonic for the first time and had a footlong, and the minute I had the footlong, I thought about that Crystal Kenny eating 2 footlongs after she cleaned up the evidence. I like Chris, yeah. MC Dunna, Chris Madonna, yeah, he doesn't bother me. I think a lot of people don't like him. Oh my. Oh, that's interesting about yeah, you do learn a lot about stuff like DNA and stuff, Rosie, don't you? Where did everyone go? Oh, we had Riri was here. Sherry, her name was Sherry. Um, Sherry used to come into chat. Remember, Jazeel used to come into chat. Uh, there's quite a few that we don't see anymore, but people come and go. I know. How can anybody eat after they did something like that? Disgusting. Ugh, I would have no appetite. Oh my God. Yeah. No appetite at all. No appetite. Um, believe in Juanita. I know you guys have been around for a long time now because it's August, and I guess I always try to think back. Mystic Village really didn't come about until maybe like March of 2019, within a couple of months, maybe. So about 2.5 years ago, Mystic Village was born. I think it's been like 2.5 years. Uh, I don't know if I believe in Juanita. Uh, I think when people say, or if I think what people kind of, it's kind of funny, if a musician says, "Well, I'm talented and I know that I am," or "I'm gifted," they may come across as a bit cocky or egotistical. But when an intuitive or a sensitive or a psychic or empath says, "I've got these capabilities," they come off as charlatans or they come off as frauds. I think Juanita most likely is gifted. Um, Nobody's ever heard of her. That people probably in her area have heard of her. I had never heard of her. And I think that every, however you describe yourself, because I could say I'm a psychic medium, intuitive, uh, evidential, tarot reader, goddess supreme. I mean, there's so many titles that you can give yourself. I know I am a goddess supreme, but anyway, um, taco supreme. That that I think she's very confident. Juanita is very confident, and she has been in newspaper articles and has helped police lead, has led police to actual missing people. You can Google her and you'll see that she's had she's been in the news about it. Um, I think she's on a quest. I think she's driven. Whether it's if the drive is for fame, mm, I don't know. But whether the drive is for fanfare, I don't know. I really think deep in her heart, um, it's almost like she's driven to find justice for this little girl. But so is MC Donna, so is Chris Madonna, so are other people. Do you believe in them? I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. Um, she's using her time. She's using her gifts. She comes all the way down from New York, I guess, from where she's from. I mean, I don't know because I don't know the woman, but I think when people see somebody that's not verifiable come out of nowhere, people automatically are like, she's just in it for the fame or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But clearly, clearly her track record apparently has been, from what I've read about her online. And she did an interview where she said that she had to go to jail once for 6 months because of something, and that this is her way of helping to pay back the police department or something. You can find the article that she's interviewed. She doesn't hide it. I don't know if I believe her because I don't really know. But I know that I kept seeing her name being mentioned, and I'm like, what's this about? But, hats off to her. Psychic hats off to her. I don't know. I had never heard of her before, but okay, let me go back to your comments. What happened to Rachel? I don't know. I don't know what happened to Rachel. Um, I guess it may have been last October. I think I last talked to Rachel. I don't know. Other than that, I haven't heard from her. I don't think she posts anymore. I think about her. I hope she's doing all right. I miss talking to her. I have no clue what happened. Yeah, and this lady Juanita's like out in the sticks and the bushes and with the ticks and the fleas and walking around on people's lands and uh, yeah, I mean she's really putting herself out there to try to find Summer. Oh yeah, I think they're questioned no matter what. Absolutely. Because people look at psychics in particular as taking advantage of people who are grieving or vulnerable or preying upon the weak. You see that all the time. And and unbeknownst to us, there is such a thing as a psychic investigator. Police departments have used psychic investigators. The FBI has used psychic investigators. You can read all about it. It's not a secret. And so, uh, preying upon the weak or the vulnerable is kind of a conundrum because you cannot tell me that when a YouTuber is making a phone call to a family member and is like trying to feign compassion, but deep down inside believes that they're guilty just to get views or whatever and hype. That's not preying upon the weak and the vulnerable. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't see the difference if that's what you're claiming against people that are gifted or are legitimate psychics, you know. Um, just a little hypocritical, I think, you know. There's a lot of YouTubers I've seen over the years that have clearly taken advantage of families more than psychics have taken advantage of families. Um, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about Juanita because I don't know anything about her really, except from what I've read and the little videos that she put out about Summer, but I don't know anything about her. I don't know. But, um, I mean, it's almost like a pilgrimage. It's almost like a pilgrimage that she's making to try to find Summer Wells, you know. And who knows what her reasonings or factors are in doing that. It's not my place to judge. I mean, I don't really know, you know. Excuse me. What's SA? That's what I meant. SA is okay from what other channels have said. I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you know, if that's what they want to do, it's cool. I don't know if our comments, the comments seem to be delayed or something. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. So anyway, when it comes down to it, um, it's just one of those cases, kind of like the Chris Watts case, where well, we probably won't see anything like that for a long time, hopefully, but where people have just become totally consumed with summer wells. And I was thinking about it this morning. And I was just thinking, it's like, you know, when you take away all these characters and you take away this story and take away all these different factors and take away the drama that's been generated, when it all comes down to it, there's this 5-year old young soul that was incarnated on this planet to create change of some kind. And that's pretty powerful that this 5-year old soul was incarnated on this planet. Because I feel that some type of change, whether it's a law, because you know how that happens with children, whether it's some type of law that's written into Tennessee law, maybe, um, that this soul was incarnated on this planet to create change. And if you look at it like that, okay, whether or not Summer is found alive, okay, or whether she's not, I just feel that there's going to be some type of change that occurs from this. Do you know where I'm going with that, or is that just a little too deep? A little too deep and out there. I don't know. Yeah, Jennifer, I've wondered the same. I don't think he was either. Oh yeah, the phone records. I bet he did start drinking. The parents do think she's gone. Yeah, I drink too. If my kid was missing, I'd be off the rails. That's an interesting point, Sandy. If Don ever let on how much he loved his daughter to any of his enemies, that could be a reason revenge was involved. Hmm. Hmm. That's a good point. Hmm. That's a good point. Because, especially if he had summer at the job site or if he had coworkers come over, um, in terms of the guy that he kept talking about in that interview that was fired, uh, that may have a propensity towards children in any regard that's not, uh, normal. Uh, there could be many factors. There could be many factors there. Plus, Candace had videos of Summer all over TikTok. She had videos of Summer all over her Facebook. You don't know. who's watching your social media, especially if you can't private your account, let's say, for instance, on TikTok, and your account is public. Facebook, you can put privacy things on certain stuff, but you don't know who was watching or who had been around that child. And I'm not going to automatically go to the church, like, oh, it's somebody in the church, and this perversion of church, and whatever. We don't know who she was around or who had seen her, or who had met her. Do I think that somebody just randomly stopped, climbed a hill, and snatched her? No, no. I think this is someone, if it's not the family, that she had been around, that she had known or seen or recognized that she was comfortable with. Because this whole stranger danger, yeah, that does happen. Um, this whole stranger danger theory, I'm not playing that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially if other people. She's 5 years old. She's blonde. She's full of energy. She's cute. I had a 5-year-old blonde, cute daughter too, and you just don't know. You don't know. Um, you don't know who the child was around. You don't know who the child was introduced to. Like with Jamie Kloss, the Jamie Kloss case, he was he just saw her walk and get on the bus one day, and that was it. From a distance in his car. So you don't know who could have been around that child. Um, and something that I liked hearing last night, because there's so many theories about the red truck and the milk jugs and all this crazy stuff. The the barrel that said for sale on it, and she was dancing in front of it, and it was a signal sent to someone to buy that she was for sale, and all these crazy theories. Okay, is it's not that complicated. Like the simplicity of this case, it's like people just kind of roll and get crazy with their theories. There's a simplicity here that is not that complicated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ren, I noticed that too. And I'm thinking, damn, $600? So let's say his car payment's $250 a month, depending on his credit. Maybe the insurance for both cars and grandma's car, if he's paying that too, that could be another $300, depending on their driving record, how many times they've had accidents, whatever, whether their insurance has lapsed over time. I mean, it goes up, who knows? But yeah, that's a lot of money to fork out. So his car payment must be considerably high. Um, that's a lot of money. He could have a Porsche. Yeah, get yourself a nice little used Jaguar, Don. Why'd you end up with the Subaru? Oh my God. Man, everybody drives Subarus where I live. I have Subarus are freaking everywhere. If I see a Subaru, I'll go, Subaru, Subaru, there's Subaru. Everybody drives Subarus. I'm like, the next car I'm getting is going to be a damn Subaru. Everybody has a freaking Subaru around here. Like Subarus, um, a Subaru is the most popular car for some reason. I heard a little scratch on the door, and I don't know if it's the neighbor's dog, but I'm not letting it in. We all need money. Well, I hope that, well, obviously, Don could afford it. I don't know how much money Don makes, but obviously he could afford that. All I know is that I just don't know. I really don't. That's why you can't go into these groups on Facebook and all these crazy speculations and theories. Excuse me, because it's off the chart. It's like I can't do it. I just can't. It's too much. It's too much for me. A Subaru XT6 from the 80s. Oh, that's cool. It is hard times. Subarus are expensive to repair. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hope this wasn't something that was driven or motivated by the need for money. I don't know. All right. I've been on here for 2 hours. I have to go. But um, if I can, I'm going to try to come back on this weekend. Don't forget there's a Lions portal that we're in now, but the portal is opening on 8/8 Sunday. It's a new moon in Leo. It's a very exciting time. And manifest, manifest, manifest. And I'd love to have an Audi. Always like the Audis. And thanks for coming on with me. It was so fun seeing. I didn't. My chat wouldn't come pop out in my on my laptop, so I didn't even know you girls were in here. But I'm so happy that Rosie and Sandy came in and Tracy came in and everybody who's come in and commented and watching. Thank you, Jennifer and Ren, uh, and everybody else who's come in to chat. It was so fun seeing everybody and those that are watching as well. Thank you. And I miss you guys. I'm not going to be a stranger. I'm kind of like, you know how I am, like, oh, let's start this idea. Let's start this idea. Like, I just am like constantly doing something. And plus, running the roost with my kid, but things are starting to calm down a little bit. I'm trying to just make time. I need a time organizer or like to better organize my time. You know what I mean? I'm a Pisces, so I'm not into that like Virgo planning shit. I'm sorry, but I just have to organize my time. So I'm so happy. Don't come for me, Virgos. My father's a Virgo. But thanks for popping on. I wish I could stay on longer. And have a good weekend if I don't see you. And hopefully it won't be another 2 weeks. Oh, Ren, that's a good topic. Yeah. The missing sister. Yeah. That's an interesting topic. Oh, that's sweet, Jennifer. Thank you. The other day I was walking into a place and somebody said, "Did you come in by yourself? I thought I saw somebody with you." I said, "No, I came in by myself." And they said, "I swore I saw somebody walk in with you." I said, "Oh yeah, it's my spirit guides." They looked at me kind of like, phone's ringing. Uh, they did. They kind of looked at me funny. Like, yeah, there's always something with me. I'm not joking. Um, hey, Virgo Moon. Oh, that's cool, Ren. Thank you. First time chatter. Everybody, first time chatter. Ren's a first time chatter. Look at Jazeel just walked in the room. Oh my God, girl. I was just talking about you. A couple of other people that used to come in the chat all the time, and I was mentioning you too. I'm so happy to see you. Like the whole crew's back today. What's happening? Oh my God, it's the Lionsgate portal is opening. The Lionsgate portal. It brought Jazeel back too. Well, we're so happy to have you here, Ren. You always pop in and say hi to us, okay? Jazeel, I was about to pop off. Oh my God, how cute. Oh, I love a Virgo. I do. Yeah, Jazeel, I just mentioned you like what, 25 minutes ago. Oh, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well, that you're safe and healthy and happy. Oh, thanks, Liz. I always love to see Liz. Liz Alaska, find her on Instagram. She does skincare reviews. Today she was reviewing self tanners. Now I want to go out and buy what she was reviewing. Liz Alaska's very famous as a reviewer of high quality skin products, and she's funnier than shit. I want that calendar that you rip off every day in your story. I love that little calendar. It's like, fuck this shit, you got this, or like she does, she'll rip it and goes. It's so satisfying. It's like rip. I have to go watch it today if you did it. And then it'll post something just hilarious. I love that calendar. It cracks me up. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're listening with. I hope I'm not talking too loud because I have headphones in, but I can't hear myself. I'm probably yelling. I don't even know it. Um, that's cute. Oh, Dizio, Mystic Village. Oh, oh, you're welcome, Ren. Your son's second driving test. Nice. Oh, he'll pass. I'm sure he'll do great. Oh yeah, Virgos are very smart. Virgos are really smart. Virgos are very psychic too. And some Virgos claim not to be, but oh yeah, Virgos are very intuitive and really like are very naturistic, like connecting with nature and stuff. Bye, Sandy. It was good to see you. You take care of yourself, girl. Keep manifesting that dream. Get rid of all those toxic people out of your life. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm gonna hop off here, and it was fun. Today was fun. All right, I love you guys. Make good choices. Don't hear voices, and if you do, call me. Pick up the phone and phone moi. Uh, I'll be back to chat with you again very, very soon. And stay safe and healthy out there, and be safe. And um, I'll be back on real soon. And don't forget to manifest. All right, bye, Mystic Village. Love you. Have a good day today. Bye bye. See you later. Bye, Rosie.